Hello, my name is Purich Trainorapong, and for my self-learned topic for technical seminar, I will be talking about the introduction to Svelte. So first, let's look at the contents that I will be covering in this video. The first is what is Svelte and the key features, and next is the comparison of Svelte to each frameworks that are popular right now, and I will be teaching you how to create a Svelte app very quickly. And then I will be introducing you to the Svelte components, data binding in Svelte, and conditional rendering. And lastly, we'll have some conclusion at the end of the videos. So first, let's start with what is Svelte. So Svelte is a modern JavaScript framework that has been gaining popularity due to its unique approach to building user interfaces. So unlike other frameworks like React and other popular frameworks, Svelte does not use a virtual DOM to render UI components, but instead compile them into a highly efficient vanilla JavaScript code that runs directly in the browser. And it is also component based, which means that you can create a component and reuse it in your application as many times as you like. So it is easier to develop an application. This makes Svelte lightweight, fast, and also easy to use, which has made it a go-to choice for developers who want to build fast and responsive web applications. Next is the key features. And these are the 4 key features of Svelte. Svelte took the reactive approach, which means that Svelte is reactive, so it can update the UI automatically in response to changes in the application states. It is compiler based, which means that Svelte compiles the application code into optimized JavaScript at build time, rather than relying on a runtime library or virtual DOM to update the UI. So this results in smaller bundle sizes and also faster performance. So these two bring us to the next key feature, which is lightweight. So Svelte compile output is much smaller than other frameworks, which make it faster to download and also easier to load. And lastly is the simplicity of its syntax. Svelte syntax is simple and easy to learn, which make it an ideal choice for developers who want to build fast and responsive web applications without having to learn all the complex syntaxes. Next is the comparisons of Svelte to the other frameworks. So I will be comparing Svelte to React, Svelte to Vue, and Svelte to the Angular. I have a table right here which show like for example React is slower, so they actually all of them actually have the similar comparison to Svelte. So React, Vue, and Angular are slower than Svelte, and they also have more learning curve because Svelte syntax is very easy to use. But their advantages is that React, Vue, and Angular all have larger community than Svelte, and with larger community mean more resources and more third-party libraries, tools, and also extensions. But the advantage for Vue is kind of the same, is that they also have kind of simple syntax as well, and for Angular they have more built-in features than Svelte. But the advantage of all these three is that these three frameworks are generally used in most company. Svelte is not used in all the big company yet, I think, and I think only some and company like a startup company would use Svelte. So learning these three framework is also good, but Svelte also have its own advantages, like it is faster. So next I will be teaching you how to create a Svelte app really quickly. So first you need to I will be using VS Code terminal for this. So will need to create a folder to contain your application folder, or you don't have to create a folder like me. So first you cd into your folder, so I cd into my Svelte create, and then you need to have npm installed. Once that is done, all you have to do is type npm create Svelte add latest, and then the name of your application. So let's try my app for my application right here, and then enter. You have to wait for a bit, and then this option, this helper will come up. So it will ask you which Svelte app template do you want. So there are 3 available choices here, which are the Svelte Kit demo app, the skeleton project, which maybe most of you would use this if you want to create your own project, and a library project for creating a new Svelte libraries. So for demo purposes, I would use the Svelte Kit demo app, which is like a demo app which help showcase the feature of Svelte Kit. So there is also a game in here which are actually really cool. So you move your option with arrow keys, and you select the option with enter. So I press enter here, and now it will ask if you want to add type checking with TypeScript. So this is up to you. I will say no for now. And also they will provide you with some additional options which are actually really cool. So it's the same thing, use arrow keys, and you can select multiple of these. So press spacebar to select it or unselect it, like so. And when you're done, you can press enter. So I will not be using any of these for now. So it also comes with, as you can see, it's they already tell you what to do next. So you have to cd into your application folder, and then npm install, so you can install all the necessary thing. So do that, and then wait for a bit for it to install. So I will pause the video right here, and then I will be back when this is done installing. So I am back, and it is now done installing. So all you have to do now is you can write your code into the Svelte file, but they already have some code written for us, so we don't have to do anything. And to run your application, all you have to do is npm run dev. Wait for it to run, and then you have your local host ready. So let's go try it out to see how it looks. And then it's done. Look, this demo app comes with a counter, so you can use this in your application if you want. The about page, and their own version of Wordle game. So yeah, that is it for now for creating a Svelte app. So let's continue with our slides. Next thing I will be talking about is the Svelte components. So components are one of the core concepts of Svelte, because they allow developers to create reusable UI elements that can be used across an application. So to create a component, you need to define a new .svelte file and add the component code in it. I will show you an example of simple Svelte components. So in this demo, I will be using the official Svelte website coding environment. So if you come to svelte.dev and press this button REPL, you will come to this coding environments. So I have some code right here ready to go. So actually let's delete this for now. So Svelte, to create a Svelte component, let's first introduce you to some of the structure. So you want to put script at the top and put your code here. This is your logic for your application, and underneath it is your HTML, or you can put your component, which I will show you soon. So I created a component here like so. So I have a div with some start of component 1 and end of component 1, just to show you how component works. So when you have a new component file like so, you need to import it. So I import component 1 from the file location like so. And then when you want to use the component, you have to type component 1 with the arrow bracket. Sorry, you actually only need to do this. And then on the right side is the result, which this coding environment provide us with. So you can see there is hello my name, which is Gene, and also start of component 1 and end of component 1. And you can copy and paste this as many times as you like, and like we will reuse it. So That is it for Svelte components. So now let's go back to our slide. Next is data binding in Svelte. So data binding, another important concept in Svelte. It allows the developers to bind data to a specific element or component in the UI. So Svelte supports two-way data binding, which means that changes to the data will be reflected in the UI, and changes to the UI will also be reflected in the data. So to bind data in the UI element in Svelte, you can use the curly braces syntax. So let me show you in the same thing right here, same application. So I created another component right here which show you the data binding in another component. So I have a script here that export and let name, and then I have HTML div here with start of component 2 and hello component and 2 and also name. So I can do something like component 2 name equal to hello, and then there you go. Start of component 2, hello component 2, and the name that I just input with data binding into it. See, hello, I just put that in, and then end of component 2. If you delete this, yep, it will be undefined because there will be no data input into the thing. So it's just an example of how you can input data into your component. So you can reuse this component with a different name. For example, maybe this one name is Mikey, and this one name is Jake. So as you can see, same component with different name. So you can reuse this and with different name as much as you like. And not only can you bind something like a variable into it, you can also bind action into it. So I have a new Svelte file here called data binding, and I have a script here with let count equal to 0 and a function to name handle click to whenever this function whenever I trigger this function, count will plus equal to 1. So just a simple, very simple when you click and then the counter goes up by 1, kind of like the demo app. So I have a button here with on click equal to this function, and then click use the variable count times. Okay, so let's showcase how that is. Don't forget to import your component first to use it. I already imported beforehand. So let's try data binding and then close the bracket. I will be removing this because it clustered the screen on the right. So as you can see, I have a button now that says click 0 time. So when I click this button, it will go to click 1 time right away. So as you can see, it updates the UI right away, and you can bind the event into a button. Okay, so next, go back to our slide, and next topic is conditional rendering. So conditional rendering is for now I will be just introducing these three important features in Svelte. Another important feature in Svelte. So conditional rendering allows developers to conditionally render UI element based on certain conditions. And Svelte also support condition rendering using the if and else block as well. So let's go try that out in the demo. So I create a new Svelte component here called conditional.svelte. Also our Svelte file must be .svelte, by the way. So in my script here I have the variable show and log in here, and then let's just look at the if right here. So this is how the if syntax in Svelte works. So you have curly bracket with hashtag and then if, and then the condition. So in this one I want if show is true, then do this, and then I close the if block with the curly bracket and then the slash here, and then if. Okay, So let's just look at how this works now. Actually, let's look. Okay, so go back to my main app file, and then I import in conditional component, and then I will be putting it here. So let's go back to the code and see. So right now show is true, so it will show is true, as you can see. Ignore this for now. So show is true, and then if I put this to false, then it is gone. So yeah, you can play around with the conditional rendering of Svelte. Very easy to do. You can also use, excuse me, you can also use else if and also else. So this is how the syntax will look like. So if it's start the if block, and then curly bracket with the colon, and then else if, and then condition, and for else is the same, curly bracket with colon and then else. So, and then don't forget to close your if block. So in this example, you can see if login is true, it will show welcome, which in this case is already true, so it show. Or else if show is true, then show is true. So let me delete this for now so you won't get confused. So let's say if I don't get into this condition, so this is false, so it must come to this else if, and else if is true, show is true, so it will print out show is true, like so. And then the last condition is else, and will print out please log in. So if I put this as false, this will show please log in. See, as you can see, this is the conditional rendering of Svelte. Very easy to use. You can use this in your application. So that's it for the demo for now, and let's go back to the slides. So the last thing I'll be talking about is the conclusion. So in this video, we cover the basic of Svelte, including what it is, the key features, the comparisons between other frameworks. I show you how to create a Svelte app really quickly with a Svelte kit with many cool options. The Svelte components, data binding in Svelte, and conditional rendering in Svelte that I showed you just now. So there are actually many more concepts that you can learn, which you can actually learn from the official Svelte website. So Svelte, in conclusion, Svelte is a powerful and lightweight framework that allows developers to create fast and responsive user interfaces. But currently, Svelte has a limited community support because it has smaller community than other frameworks, because it is kind of newer than the other frameworks, which means it will also have lesser third-party libraries too and other extensions. Still, its unique approach to rendering UI component and its simple syntax make it an ideal choice for developers who want to build high-performance web applications. So, but the downside is that many big company does not use Svelte right now because they're still using React, Vue, or Angular. So you can learn this for your own project, or maybe there's a job out there that use it. I am not sure, and maybe some startup company will be using this since it is easier to use. Okay, so if you're interested in learning more about Svelte, I recommend the official svelte.dev website, which I used to demo my code on. They have tutorial, docs, example, and even a coding platform for you to try on, which I just show you. So if I look at here, you can see there is tutorial, docs, example, and also blog, and also fact, the frequently asked questions. So you can take a look at that by yourself. Or you could search for a YouTube tutorial video. There are many tutorials, a more in-depth tutorial out there, like a free code camp one, the 23 hours of Svelte one. I think that might be like, if you really want to learn Svelte, that would be good for you. So thanks. I hope this helped introduce you to Svelte and maybe teach you something about Svelte and make you want to learn more about Svelte, a very cool and easy and also fast JavaScript framework. And that is it for my presentation and my introduction to Svelte. Thanks for watching.